with Santa, and I never thought the day when I would ever be one. This Santa we had in the orphanage, he had a false beard, and even if he moved his head, his beard would still be there, you know. So it was that false. But the stories and some of the children you see, I had one little event where these children were in line, and this young baby, young child was standing there with her grandmother, and when she came in, they don't like what I'm talking about. Is it something I said? When she came up and said, I was on a high, all these children wanted Barbie dolls. She was a pretty little girl. She sat on my lap and she gazed into my eyes, and I said, what would you like for Christmas? She said, Santa, can you bring my mummy back? I said, where's your mummy? She said, she's in heaven. I said, I can't bring your mummy back. And I said, and she looked at me like, if anyone can, Santa can, you know. And I had no idea what to say, you know, and I suddenly said to her, listen, I said, when you come home from school, you get to your room, you go in and talk to your mummy as if she's there. Tell her how you miss her, and about who you met at school today, how you're doing with your reading, and all the friends you've made. And then if I see you next year, you come and tell me how you're doing. That child hugged me and walked on. I had tears in my eyes. And as she walked away, she was with her grandma, she turned around and waved to me, you know. And then the next child got on my lap, and I said, okay, is your mum and dad alive? So there's stories like that that really upset you. And there's one child also said she wanted sheets. Oh, I said, you like drawing? I like drawing. And she said, no, sheets for my bed. You haven't got sheets on your bed? She said, no. And you can't put your hand in your pocket and give her money and say, go buy some. And so it wasn't until I crawled into my sheets that I realized that I wonder, well, how that child is living at night, you know. So there's lots of things that stick into your mind, and then you get the children that want everything. I had one child sit on my lap, it was him and his sister, at this doctor's house, a big posh doctor's house, and I had the young lad on my left knee, and the daughter on my right knee, and they were about 8 or 9 each, you know. And at the far end of the room, they had a camera chap with a tripod, and he was there setting it, and he said, okay, nice big smile. So we're all smiling, and then he said, freeze, keep that smile there. So we kept that smile, and then all of a sudden the lad on my leg here cut a fart you could photograph. Singed the hairs up my nostril, you know. I said, and you could see his head slowly turning round. You're in my bad book straight away, mate. With a grin on my face, you know. And I said, okay, smile, you know. And as soon as he did that, he ran off to his father, and he said, what are you laughing at? He said, I just come on. I said, that's my boy, he said. So, I don't know. But there's some lovely stories with children, and each year I go to the Dell Children's Hospital because my wife deals with cardiology at Seton, and I volunteer to go and see the children there who've had heart trouble or defibrillated pacemakers or heart transplants, you know. And when I go into the room, all the children are all playing excited and all that, so they hear my bells. They come running around and hugging me and all that sort of thing, you know. And you think, you know, old people with defibrillators, pacemakers and all that, you know, that's fair enough, but not little kids. And it's sad to see these young people running around for the rest of their lives. They've got to have this artificial part in their body. Now, I have a defibrillator and a pacemaker, and I just had a new one. And so if your garage door opens sometimes on its own, you know I'm driving by, you know. I asked for a Wi-Fi, but they couldn't put one in. But anyway, a couple of years ago, I walked into there and got my bells going, everyone, you know, and everyone was running around and saying, "Hey, Santa," and all that, you know, and telling me what they want and things like that. There was one little girl, pretty girl, sitting there looking at her shoes, and her parents were sitting either side of her, and I went over and I pulled a chair up opposite her. I said, "Are you all right?" And she looked at me like that, and then looked down at her shoes again. And her parents said she's just had a defibrillator. I said, "You've got a defibrillator?" And her eyes went up like that, you know. And I got hold of her hand, and you can feel the defibrillators. And I got her hand, and I said, "Santa's got a defibrillator." She said, "Santa's got a defibrillator?" I said, "Yes, it's good enough for me." I said, "It's good enough for you. You'll enjoy it." I said, "It'll help you, you know." "Wow," she said, "Santa's got a defibrillator." I said, "Yeah." I said, "I've just got a new one. I got CNN and HD." You know. And the next thing, she was hugging me, having photographs, just transformed that sulky little girl. And I thought, this is what Santa's all about. Never mind all the money. I mean, that comes in there, is all right, you know, but if I can help somebody like that, it makes a great big difference. And I've done that on several occasions, you know, going to people that, you know, need help. And in my wife's Seaton, she works on the cardiac floor, the first floor. And I go up there in my costume every year. In fact, I was there at Dell Children's Hospital, the other day, because all the nuns are now leaving. They're going to join the monks. No, they're leaving the hospital. And so they had a big farewell party, and my wife, the leader of the opposition, that's what I call her, the leader of the opposition, she said to me, "How about you coming in your Santa outfit for their farewell party?" And I said, "What a good idea." So I went there, and they were thrilled to bits to